discuss the definition of the computer, and the case given in your case material, Sayyid Aspuddin case, decided by the Andhra High Court, that whether mobile is computer for the applicability of the Information Technology Act. And the High Court held that as per the definition provided under section 21I, mobile is the computer, because even if we see the basic function of the mobile is to convert, you know, the analog signal into digital signal and to send it to the other device, then to receive the digital signal from the other device and convert it into analog signal. And so in that way it is a high speed data processing device. It also able to perform the logical, arithmetic and memory function. You can store, you know, the phone number. You can do the simple calculation in the basic mobile also. You will find this thing. Maybe this is not possible in telephone. In the telephone, this memory function and all these things is not possible. So the telephone, the landline that we were using in our past cannot be termed as computer as per this definition. But yes, the mobile handset is the computer. And the functioning of the mobile is through the manipulation of the optical or magnetic or electrical signals in the device. Okay. Then in the Diebold Private Limited case, decided by Karnataka High Court held that for the interpretation of the any fiscal legislation, the extended definition of the computer provided under section 21I of the Information Technology Act has no relevance and it is not applicable here. And in that way, ATM was declared to be not computer for the purpose of assessment of the sale tax under the Karnataka Sale Tax Act 1957. Now there are some other devices also that we use in daily life, or you can say which are around us. One is the computer printers. We have a very smart computer printer that we can get the printout of computer by just sending the document. The document is also stored in the printer through the internet, through any connectivity. This particular thing is done, and the file that may be in many KB is very quickly processed by the printer and then giving the direction, get it printed. And so computer printer are also the computers. Okay. The basic computer printer, that if you are not able to cover that computer printer under the first part of the definition under section 21I, you can also term as it's again as a computer, because the latter part of the definition 21I में second part भी है ना. So this is an output device, and output device when connected to the computer, it will also become the computer. Then the installed computer software, all the software that has been installed in your computer, like Mozilla or MS Word or the Windows, any type of the device, all are the computers. The applications that you have in your mobile, because when mobile is computer, the applications that run your computer are also be termed as the computer, because the definition covered any computer program. So that is also the program. Computer program means the set of instruction. Okay. And this extended definition, or this the definition that has the fullest amplitude, uh, because the purpose is to cover all those activities that is done to the any of the component, either it is hardware or the software of the computer, and by making changes in it and causing the damage to the one person, or you can say wrongful gain to one person or wrongful loss to another person. सो बेसिक पर्पस यही है कि किसी ने सॉफ्टवेयर में कुछ चेंजेस किया तो उसको भी हम कवर अप कर सके, उसको भी हम इस डेफिनेशन के अंदर ला सके. Microwave ovens, the smart microwave oven, smart micro, the TV also. Okay, all these are now cover under the definition of the section 21I and became the computer. Our traditional TV or LCD that does not have memory capacity, storage, or arithmetic or other functions would not be, you know, computer. But now the smart TV that are in market, where you can connect that to the internet, the program can be stored, it can do other functions also. So that type of the TV, in which by using of the electrical impulses or optical impulses, the device is to manage other things also. So the emphasis is not on the what we know technically that device. The emphasis is that if by our argument we are able to show that the three things, that the device either electrical or optical or magnetic or other, the combination of this, or maybe by any technological advancement by use of any other way, it is the high speed data processing device. And this high speed data processing device must be to do three functions: arithmetic, logical, or memory function. And these three functions are done by manipulation of the signals, not by mechanical. पुराने कंप्यूटर में होता था ना मैकेनिकल प्रोसेसर, वो, so that would not cover under this definition. Automatic washing machines, or this automatic, or you can say uh, mobile connected or internet connected air conditioner. Amitabh Bachchan always advertise this type of the air conditioner. So these would also be covered under the definition of 21I and would constitute uh, the computer. CCTV, to the CCTV also, that is connected to a particular device. So that would also become the computer. And when the whole system become the computer, so the each component like the camera that is put in there, the cable that is attached to that also became the computer. Okay. Then you can say the all the smart home appliances which are controlled through the internet, considered as the computer. Uh, in India, in the general election or other election, we use EVM, electronic voting machine, and electronic voting machine also be considered as EVM. This computer, because it is also using any of the electric, optical, and magnetic. I'm not sure. Technical person must know this thing, whether it is used electronic signals or not. And by that electronic signals, it store a huge amount of the data, it processed, finally when counting done, by one click of button it shows the result, etc. So in that way EVM also be covered under the computer. And that is also with the purpose, because if we do not cover EVM and there is any tampering with the programming, the, you can say, the source code of the EVM that determine the functioning of the EVM, so that would be adversarial and we would not have any provision under the Indian legal system. Only the 65 is there, and if you are not able to show this EVM as the computer, then 65 will also be not applicable. And then there would be the lacuna on this particular position. Then there are some fuzzy logic washing machine, उसमें कुछ सेंसर वगैरह होते हैं, and by that sensor it uses functions. So the fuzzy logic washing machine cannot be considered as the computer, because it is the second test, that yes, it also high speed data processing, because by through its sensors it can functions and monitor. But the three functions that assigned under section 2(1)(i), the logical, arithmetic, that this particular device is not able to do. And so in the Vakul Sarma book, you will find this illustration where the author said that the fuzzy logic washing machine cannot be considered as the computer, because it is not able to do the the three functions: the arithmetic, logical, uh, and memory function. Okay. So with this, ATM, yes, ATM is a computer. So with this, the definition of the computer has been completed. Any question on this particular definition? Hmm? Guys, hello, Vikash?
Yes, sir. No question.
No? Okay. So should we move to the next one?
Okay, sir.
The
Yes,
next definition, yeah,
sir.
the next definition is computer system. Okay. Now see what difference you find between the computer and computer system. And the definition that is provided, it's not, you will not understand only by interpretation of it. I will take some examples, like for understanding of the word computer we took certain examples. So the computer system is defined under section 2(1)(l), and it says that computer system means device or collection of device, including input and output support device, excluding calculator which are not programmable, and capable of being used in conjunction with external files which contain computer program, electronic instructions, input data, output data that perform logical, arithmetic, data storage, retrieval, communication, control, and the other functions. So this definition is the successful interface with the computer and the input output support device. It's excluding those computers, those calculators that are not programmable. That means the calculator that you cannot connect it with your computer, and through your computer's instruction it functions. So those calculator in itself would be, you know beyond the scope is this particular definition. It says that computer system means device or collection of device. And so what type of device is talking about? The device means those device that have some connotation or expression or similarity of computer. So that means computer or a collection of computer, and then it includes input, output, support device that being used in conjunction with the external files which contain computer programs, electronic instructions, input data, output data, and that perform logical, arithmetic, data storage, retrieval, communication, control, and other functions. And then by this combination of all these computer, by one computer device, or maybe two computer device or more computer device, and then these connected with some other input or output devices, and these devices function in a way for doing any arithmetic, data storage, etc. function. Like, in medical science you have find that many machines are connected with the computer. Okay. So when these machines take the input, so these will become input device. Okay. Like this MRI machine. So this whole huge MRI machine is connected with the computer. Okay, and through this huge MRI machine, only input received to the computer, and through that input, the computer get printed, or may communicate that information, or may do some function or store that function, data storage. So these things that mentioned here in the latter part of this definition, that performing logical function, arithmetic, data storage, retrieval, communication, other type of the things. So that particular setup will be covered under the computer system. In the technological side also, you will find that with the computer some other devices are also connected, and those devices are programmable or controllable by the computer. Okay, so in the metallurgy, in the purifications of the the metals, or in other scientific process or functioning, this type of the setup is there, where with the computer or computer device some other input output devices are connected, and this whole system, this whole collection of these devices, uh, that including input output etc, that is able to do the functions, arithmetic, logical, storage, communication etc, would constitute computer system, or the computer connected with the device and by which you are able to send the messages in the space, for the scientific research, that would also consider or covered under the computer system. Okay guys, have you understood this definition?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Mr. Akhand?
Yes, sir.
Akhand? Okay, Vikas, yes. Then the next word is the computer network. Computer network, and before that there is the communication device. The word communication device has been defined under section 2HA, and the communication device means all those devices by which we can communicate. So how we can communicate? By voice we can communicate, by sending text message we can communicate, by sending uh, you know uh, what you say, that video clip we can communicate, by sending a document we can communicate, by sending audio recording we can communicate. So this type of the things are covered in the communication device. Section 2HA says that communication device means cell phone, personal digital assistance, or communication of both, or combination of both. Okay, or any other device used to communicate. Any other device means satellite phone or other type of the device that may be invented in the future, that may use some other different technology, or the personal assistance, personal digital assistance means any of your smart watches or other thing. And then all these cell phone etc, cell phone or personal digital assistance or combination of both or any other device used to communicate, where the use of these devices is to communicate, send, transmit any text, video, audio, and the image. So if whatever be the nature of that device, if that device is used for communication, for sending the messages, for sending the audio, for sending the text and images, so that device would constitute the communication device. So our cell phone is a communication device. Any other watch by which you can communicate is the communication device. The satellite phone is the communication device. Okay, now the next definition is the computer network. Basically all these things, computer system, communication device, and the computer network, you can say that these are part of the information system. And this information technology act is to regulate the activity of human activity with respect to the information technology, or with respect to the systems or the instruments that is engaged in the information technology. So computer network mean the interconnection. Computer network is the interconnection of one or more computer or computer system or communication device. So when you have a cell phone and your father have a cell phone, and between this cell phone there is a connection by which you are communicating. It is connected regularly to the nearest tower. Then that tower is connected by cable to your father's nearest phone tower. So this whole connection between the communication device, similarly between two computer system or between two computer, through, maybe through satellite, it may be through microwave, it may be through terrestrial line, it may be through wire, it may be through wireless, or by any communication media that may not be we are aware, and with the advance of the technology will be invented. And the terminal or the complex consisting of two or more interconnected computer. So the terminal also, the terminal, the interconnected these computers, that or communication device, whether or not the interconnection is continuously maintained. So when your mobile phone suppose connected to your Wi-Fi through the internet, and you always not keep your Wi-Fi on, and then your Wi-Fi is connected through the cable and to the another person's that mobile phone or to the laptop. So this whole interconnection between these two phones, between these two computer, or between your phone and the computer, and the the terminal also would be covered under the definition of the computer network. Okay, have you understood this, guys?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
so
sir. Yes, sir.
local
Yes.
area network, LAN, WAN, Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity, virtual private network, etc. This whole network. And so these words you will find like in the section 65, section 66. This means any person either doing the any changes or any crime against the computer, or the crime in the network also. So because through the network the connectivity is done between the computers, so that is covered. And so the purpose of these definition is basically to cover all the devices through which our information system works. Now there is a last definition in this series, because all these definitions are connected to each other. That is computer resource. And resource means something that is that can be used, or that is usable, or ready to use when it is required. And here the computer resource is the widest definition between computer system, and computer network, that cover all hardware, software, and all other things, that devices that is used in the information system. So computers resource, this word has been defined under section 2 clause K. Computers resource means first computer. So whatever we have discussed under section 2.1, 2I, that is covered here. ATM, EVM, CCTV, smartphone, smart computers, computer printers, etc. Then second is computer system. So anything that is even connected to the computer, that is covered. Then computer network. Then data. Data means the software things. Now it's saying computer data. So computer database. So whatever the database one computer has, and then the software, any type of the software. So these last three word, data, computer, database, and software, these are the software thing. Computer system, you can say collection of hardware and software, because bina हार्डवेयर के तो कंप्यूटर सिस्टम भी कैसे वर्क करते हैं. So that means this definition is the blend of the hardware as well as the software portion, and it covered all the devices or all the things that is used in the information system and the part of the information technology. Okay. Uh, Now come to the with this come to the next definition. The next is the word data, and after that we will use the word information. See, in many clauses of the section 43 where we will discuss the cyber wrong, you will find the word data, and so you have to be very clear that what constitute data, and sometime you will find the word information, sometime you will find the word information. Section 66 make cybercrime all the activity enumerated under section 43 if that is done with a wrongful intention, with a malicious. And so it's very important to actually understand, because when we will start section 43, I will say data, and you have to understand that what data constitute computer, what computer constitute it. So if the case is given, and there in the case the particular activity is prescribed, and then we jump, because we have already making the base in this first chapter in the introduction. So we will not again discuss all these definitions. Otherwise, what would be the benefit of wasting so much time here? So data means a representation of information. See, this data word is a plural. The singular word of data is datum, and this data include any information. Like I say that law faculty will not open in this semester. This is information. If I said that God has always mercy on its people, this is knowledge. If I say that a plus b square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, this is a concept. Or if I say that if you want to go to the Chandigarh, then take the Karnal bypass, then pass it through, this Sonipat, Panipat, and then Ambala, you can reach the Chandigarh. So the first thing that I told you is the information. The second was knowledge. The third was the concept, and fourth was the instruction. And whatever we communicate, whatever we say, is basically covered. Either it would be information, either it would be knowledge, either it would be a concept, either it would be an instruction. Even the gossip we made, that have the that information type of the thing. Okay. And so any representation of this information, knowledge, concept, and instruction, if it is being prepared or have been prepared in a formalized manner and is intended to be processed, or is being processed or has been processed in a computer or computer network, and may be in any form, including computer printout, magnetic magnetic or optical storage media, punched card, punched tape, or stored internally in the memory of the computer. So the second part is about the form of the data, that the form of data may be in the digital. It says that may be in any form, and then also describe that what may be the form. Like it may be the form of printout, computer printout, magnetic or optical storage. So it may be in CD, it may be in that floppy, then it may be punched card, the earlier punch card used, so that in that form. it may be in punch top, it may be the in the form of printout, it may be that stored internally, so it is in the digital form but it is stored. So this data may be in the any form, but this representation of the knowledge or instruction or the concept or the instruction is either being prepared or has been prepared. या तो ये प्रिपेयर किया गया है या प्रिपेयर हो रहा है, and in a formalized manner, and it is intended to be processed or being processed in the computer or the computer system. So if I say this particular thing, it would not be data unless it is being prepared in the formalized manner. When you tell the phone number of one member of the one teacher of the law faculty, it would be just an information, but you cannot say that it's being prepared or has been prepared in the formalized manner. But the phone number, the education qualification of all the law faculty teachers, if that is processed in the formalized manner, then this particular document that would become this particular in knowledge, it would be data. And then there is the second thing, that this data has to be either used or is intended to be processed or being processed by the in any computer or the computer system. And so the definition of the data is only with respect to the computer when this type of the formalized instructions or the knowledge or the concept, if it is in the formalized manner and is intended to be used by the computer, then such formalized information or knowledge or the concept would constitute data. Have you got this definition, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the next definition is information. The word information has been defined under section 2(1) clause V, and it is in the inclusive form. Certain words are given, and it says that information includes, and this definition is also very very vast definition, futuristic definition. It says information includes data. So data here means again that information that is in the formalized manner and is intended to be used in the computer. Then the message, okay, the text, the sound of the artificial sound, and voice basically referred means the sound of a human being in which it is saying something. Okay, so suppose there is then the code, any type of the coding, computer program, any type of that set of instruction, computer program, software, again it's can be interchangeably used, database, microfilm, and computer generated microfiche. So that computer this collage that we make in that by our mobiles and other type of the computer generated. So all these type of the things would constitute or would covered under the word information. Okay. uh, Now come to 2-3 more definition. One is the electronic form. In the section 3 of the Indian Evidence Act also we use the electronic form. In the section 4, 5, 6 also we will use this word in the electronic form, that if the information, the requirement of that it should be in typewritten or in the print form, if it is available in the electronic form, So what is the meaning of the word electronic form? Section 2R define the word electronic form. It says the electronic form with reference to the information means information generated, sent, received, or stored in media, magnetic, optical, computer memory, microfilm, computer generated microfiche, or similar device. And so electronic forms means the information that either we are able to send through the any type these type of the information technology devices, or able to store there, able to generate there. And so a book that you have is not in the electronic form, but when you take the picture of this book and those picture you can send that picture, that means this would be in the electronic form. So electronic form does not mean what we actually write it digitally in the word file or the PDF. It may be in the image form, it may be in other form. Only thing is that this information can be sent, can be received or stored in the media, optical, magnetic, optical, computer memory, microfiche, computer generated microfiche, or the similar devices. So that thing is there. Okay, so whatever information we have, that we are able to send, whether it is in uh, any type of the format, PDF format, word format, image format, microfiche format, would constitute as the electronic form. Sometimes the electronic gadgets, if you download or you would like to download the electronic gadgets from the government website, sometime you will find it in the electronic form, like in the word form, sometime in the PDF form, or sometime the scanned copy. So that scanned copy is also in the electronic form. So that electronic form means, you can say, other than the digital form we have, other than the word we speak. So that means, and that's why it is defined in that manner, that is generated, that is stored, that is generated, sent, received, or stored in the magnetic, optical, or the computer memory. Okay, now come to
Sir,
the, yes,
sir, any kind of a voice recording, not in the phone but in the tape recorder, that can be considered.
any type of the phone recording
Not
other
not
than,
phone recording,
yeah, yes,
recording,
yes,
but in the
I'm
tape
coming, any
recorder.
any type of the voice recording other than the phone, if that voice record are able to be stored, or when it would be able to store, so that then it would constitute the that information in the electronic form, otherwise not. When this voice recording was available or was present on the tape recorded, it would not be in the electronic form. Okay, because it
Okay,
says
sir.
the information generated, sent, received, stored in media, magnetic, optical, uh, computer memory. So if that cassette you are able to, so that it was in the magnetic और ऑप्टिकल, वो मैग्नेटिक में होता है या ऑप्टिकल में, लाइक द सीडी वी हैव, सीडी और डीवीडी उसमें ऑप्टिकल्स में वो स्टोर होता है, ठीक है। उसी तरह से इफ यू आर able to show that particular device in the either magnetical, optical, then it would be the electronic form, otherwise it would not be.
Okay, sir.
Then the electronic gadget, now see
Sir,
the, yeah,
sir, see the previous gadgets we have in our houses, which generally consist of tape recorders. So, or maybe the sound system, which might have which may have a capacity of recording the voices. So that also constitute a computer device or information device.
no, the manner we have to see as per your definition in section 2R. You have to see that whether that particular informations, whether that information is generated, sent, or received, yeah, store. If that either it is generated by the this type of the device, or it is sent, or it is received, or if that is not, if it is whether it is stored in magnetic, optical, or the computer memory, or the microfilm, or the computer generated switch, or the similar device. So here similar device also means the device uh, uh, you know uh, either in the form of the computer type of the things. And so the other type of the devices where we were able to store the voice recording, I think that would not constitute in that, that would not covered under the electronic form. But
So those
the
devices which can,
but like the information that is stored in your memory card, the information that is stored in your hard disk, the information that is stored in any type of the magnetic, the floppy वगैरह जो होती था, information that is stored in the CD and DVD, that means the optical, and the information that is stored in any type of the computer generated microfiche. So that much of the information would be means that information was in electronic form. Other information, whether it is in the written form, whether it is in the print written form, or whether it is stored by any other type of the device, or whether it is written on the the wall or the stone, would not be the information in electronic form. Okay.
Sir, if I understood it correctly, the recorded cassettes, like those have the magnetic reel earlier, those are not considered as a electronic form.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now come to the.
Though here it's
Yes. Yes.
sorry.
Yes.
Though here in section 2R, it's mentioned that magnetic optical both. So
Yes, but here also, there is one scope that this any information generated, sent, received, or stored in media, magnetic, optical. So if that was stored in the magnetic, ना, तो मैग्नेटिक में स्टोर्ड है तो वो हो जाएगा. अगर वो मैग्नेटिक मीडियम के हिसाब से स्टोर्ड है तो वो हो जाएगा. कैसेट में मैग्नेटिक से स्टोर्ड होता है, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट अवेयर, इतना टेक्नोलॉजी मुझे भी नहीं पता.
मैम सर, जो कैसेट में जो रील होता है वो मैग्नेटिक, वो फिल्म तो जो मैग्नेटिक ही होती है ना वो.
हाँ तो वो होगा तो वो हो जाएगा, बिल्कुल वो कवर होगा, बिकॉज द डेफिनेशन इज क्लियर, मेनी वर्ड्स आर यूज, that it's not only talking about the storage, it's also talking about generation, it also talking about sent, it also talking about receive, and that is any type of the first word is the media, then the magnetic, then the optical, then the computer memory. So I think all devices where the that use the optical things to store, like the CD, DVD, and you said that in the earlier that CD player, there the magnetic film is used. So that if the magnetic film is used, so that information stored in that magnetic film would also be in the electronic form. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because problem is that in the books you will not find this much of the detailed discussion on these things. I have gone through many books. There are many issues respect to the cyber crime and the data protections and other things, so that no much specific words are not given, neither nor a particular case where the court has opportunity to define that whether this particular device would be or covered under this definition or not. And so as per our understanding, if it is the magnetic medium used to store the information, so it was the electronic form of the information. Okay guys, just give me 2-3 minutes so that I can finish this topic. Then the the next is the electronic gadgets, and it's very simple. Section 2 has defined that electronic gadgets means the official gadget published in the electronic form. So the official gadget that you can access, through the CD, through the DVD, through the microfilm, or it is online available. So that would be the electronic gadgets. Okay, or in a simple language, you can say the gadgets other than the gadget in the printed or the typewritten or the handwritten form. Then the next is the electronic record. This electronic record word is used in the Indian Evidence Act also. Here also in many times you will find the electronic record. The section 2T define electronic record. Electronic record means data, record, data generated, image or sound stored, received or sent in electronic form, or microfilm or the computer generated microfiche. So this electronic record, again, is the the expression where it include all the information that is present in this technological age, in any type of the digital medium or the digital form, or you can say that in electronic form. So means the data, if it is written that electronic record means data, record, data generated, all somehow related to the computer generated information. The information that we speak, it's not talking about. The data means, if the section 2O itself says that data means the information that is formalized and intended to be used by the computer. So the data, the records, the record, again we have to give the meaning of the word record. Record does not mean here the record that we have in the courtroom, in the printed form or in the typewritten form. That record it's not requiring. So that record, that means the record that is present in the electronic form, the data generated, image, sound, etc. And so all the information that is present in the electronic form would constitute the electronic record. So more and less these words are similar, only their expression are slightly different. Okay. Uh, with this, I think we have covered important words. The rest words like asymmetric crypto system, digital signature, and electronic signature, etc. We will got the opportunity in the second chapter where we will discuss these words in the detail with the provision. So with this, today class is over, and this first chapter, the introduction, is also over. Okay. So here in the brief, we can say we discussed that what is the information technology, what's its uses, why or how the Information Technology Act come in India. There were international pressure from the unilateral model of law, and India was the signatory. So the pressure from the international community to change our legal framework. With that, we have even changes the Bankers Book Evidence Act, RBI Act, and Indian Penal Code, and the Indian Evidence Act. Then the salient feature of this legislation. Then the next was the important definitions, where the word like computer, computer system, communication device, computer network, computer resource, data, information, electronic form, electronic gadgets, and electronic record we have discussed. And two cases also we have discussed. One was the Sayyid Aspuddin case. The case is in your case material, not on the first number, but it was under the section 65, under the cyber crimes chapter. The second was Diabold System Private Limited, and many examples we have taken. So with this, the first chapter is over, and from next class we will discuss the next chapter. The next chapter is very technical, like you find this first chapter. After that, you will enjoy a lot this particular subject. So the next chapter, there are 2-3 portions. One portion is technical, other portion are very interesting. and the name of this chapter will be legal recognition and authentication of the electronic record. Okay, so with this, guys, bye bye, and we will meet in the next class. Bye. If you have any question, you can ask.